Good morning. Let's see, I don't have my lights on yet. We're kind of waiting to see if anyone comes this morning. So we're just going to flow today and just think about that chance to start over and start over. So we'll do a flow, we'll go through it pretty slowly here to start, and then we'll add some pieces here and there, but there will be just a lot of repetition so that your mind and body can get familiar with what we're doing and kind of settle in and just move with your breath in a really fluid way. So we'll probably break a sweat, get our heart rates up. And we'll start standing. We're not going to sit until the very end. Good morning, Jeannie. Don't need any props today. And just go ahead and come to the top of your mat and stand. And rock your weight from one foot to the other. And then forward and back, toes and heels. And you can start to kind of lift your heels and then lift your toes. And settle down there. Just tuck your chin and let yourself roll down just a few vertebrae and then roll yourself back up. And then drop an ear to a shoulder and let your spine just roll over to the side and come back up. And drop your other ear to your other shoulder and just roll to the side there and come back up. I'm just going to go back and around, chin to chest, and just let yourself roll through your upper spine and your neck. And then come back up. And then ear to shoulder, just really curve through your spine to roll to the side. And then come back up. Ear to other shoulder. Let yourself roll to the side. And come back up. And now we'll just stay forward. Roll a couple vertebrae further this time. And then come back up. And stack your ears over your shoulders and then tuck your chin again. And roll till you come to about halfway folded down. You can soften through your knees. And one vertebrae at a time, stack yourself back up until your ears stack over your shoulders. And then this time roll all the way down into a forward fold. And let your knees be soft and really just kind of let yourself hang. Greet your hamstrings. You can sway a little bit from side to side. And then inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Bring your hands to the floor. Step your left foot back into a lunge and ground your left knee down. Inhale and reach your arms high. And then drop your right hand down alongside your hip and just find a side bend over to your right. Come back up to center. Reach your left arm forward, your right arm back, and find a big open twist. And then tip this twist. We'll bring our left hand to the floor. You'll pivot on your left knee and take your right leg back. So you're in this modified side plank. Find external rotation of this lower arm, so your left upper arm, and then swim your right arm in big circles, just circling through that shoulder. Go one direction a couple of times, and then you can switch and make that as big as you can. And next time your right arm comes straight up, just pause there and float your right leg up off the floor. Really lengthen through that heel out through the crown of your head. And then bend your heel towards your bum and really find some hip extension. So engage through that right glute, reach that right heel behind you, and then tuck that right knee in towards your chest, up towards your armpit and out. So just find some big hip circles here. And then switch directions, so up and around. And the next time your knee comes up, we'll take that right foot and step it forward back into our lunge. Tuck your left toes and lift your left knee. And then bring your right forearm onto your right knee and ground your left heel so you come up into a side angle pose. And just lengthen here and find those big circles with your left arm. Just do 2 in each direction. And we'll practice that transition from that side plank to our side angle a few times. So bring your left hand back down, left knee to the floor, and swing that right leg back. Maybe you can even just keep it lifted. And then right foot forward, tuck those back toes, ground your heel, and come up into your side angle pose. Left hand down, left knee, pivot. Swing that right leg back. Swing that right leg forward. Tuck your back toes, right forearm to thigh, and find your side angle pose. Let's just do that one more time. And pivot on that left knee, float your right leg back. And then step that right foot forward. Tuck those back toes. Side angle pose. And then come up and just reverse your warrior. So stay committed to the bend in that right knee. And then lengthen both legs, parallel your feet. Bring your heels in and your toes out. Sit down into a goddess squat and just prop yourself up on your hands on your thighs. And just drop one shoulder and then the other. Just kind of traction, some twists in your spine. Come through center, and we'll turn to a high lunge to the left. So lift that right heel, and just bring your hands to your heart. Lean forward, and we'll just step into chair pose. Step that right foot forward, sit in your chair, reach your arms high, and then come all the way to standing. Release your hands and tuck your chin. Just roll down through your rib cage vertebrae and then stack yourself up. Ears stack over your shoulders. Tuck your chin and roll down just a little bit further. And then come on up. And this time, one vertebrae at a time. We'll roll all the way down into a standing forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to just slowly roll down and let yourself hang. Bring your hands to the floor. Inhale your right foot back into a lunge. Right knee down and come on up. Reach high. Drop your left hand And then side bend over to your left. And then reach your right arm forward, left arm back. And we'll find that side plank on this other side. So tip your right hand to the floor, pivot on your right knee, and step your left foot back. So your right knee is in line with the arch of that left foot, and find your big circles of that left arm. Externally rotate in this right upper arm. And then you can switch directions of your big circles. And then reach, float your left foot up off the floor. And then bend that heel toward your bum. And really engage through that left glute and find that hip extension. And then fold that knee into your chest, up toward your armpit, and around. 2 or 3 times in this direction. And I definitely feel it in that hip that's supporting me on the ground. And then switch. Next time your leg comes up and around, step your left foot forward. Bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Tuck your right toes. Lift that back knee and ground your heel. And peel yourself open into your side angle pose. And then you can find some arm circles here. And switch directions. And we'll go back and forth. So right hand down, right knee down, pivot on that knee, and float your left leg back. And then step that left leg back forward, forearm to thigh, ground your heel, and peel into your side angle. And just go back and forth there. Just kind of playing with that transition. One more time, hand down, knee down, pivot and reach, foot down, heel down, and then reverse your warrior. Straighten both legs, heels in, toes out. Find your goddess squat and drop one knee in, one shoulder in, and then the other. After you're even on both sides, we'll turn to the right, lift your left heel, and find your high lunge. Push into that left big toe ball mound behind you. And then we'll step into chair pose, reach your arms high, and then come all the way to standing. This time with a flat back, just fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, knee to the floor. Inhale and reach high. Drop your right hand, side bend over to your right. And then reach high. Find your twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. And then tip your left hand to the floor. Pivot on that left knee and float your right leg back. And then step that right foot forward and find that side angle pose. Reverse your warrior. And then straighten both legs. Heels in, toes out. Sit into your goddess. This time find cactus arms. And then right elbow underneath. Give yourself a hug. Or you can wrap up into eagle arms. Right fingertips into your left palm. Just take one more breath there. And then release your arms. High lunge to the left. Reach high. Hands to your heart. Step into your chair. Reach your arms high. And then come all the way to standing. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back into your lunge. Bring that knee to the floor. And reach your arms high. So you're pulling that left heel back, right knee forward. Drop your left hand. Find your side bend over to your left. Come back up. Right arm forward, left arm back. Big open twist. And then tip your right hand to the floor. Pivot on that right knee. Float your left leg back. And then step your left foot forward. Tuck those right toes. Lift that knee. Left forearm to thigh. Find your side angle pose. Reverse your warrior. Straighten both legs. Heels in, toes out. Sit down and find your cactus arms. Left elbow underneath. You can give yourself a hug or wrap up. Backs of your palms or backs of your hands together, or left fingers to right palm. Release. Turn to your right. Find your high lunge. You can reach high. And then step into your chair. Reach your arms up and then push into your heels. Come to standing. Big breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back. Ground your knee. Drag that right heel back without moving it anywhere. Reach high. Drop your right hand. Side bend over to your right. Reach high. Left arm forward, right arm back. Ground through your left hand. Pivot on that left knee. Sweep your right leg back. And then step your right foot forward. Tuck your back toes. Find your side angle pose. Inhale and reverse. And this time we'll float into a half moon. So just float your right hand just past that right knee. Slide your left foot in. And then hover that leg up any amount. And then step back and find your goddess. Open into your cactus. Right elbow underneath, hug or eagle arms. And pause. If you've got your eagle arms, you can keep them. We'll pivot to our high lunge to the left. And then lean halfway forward. You can have hands at your heart or hands in your eagle. Float that right leg up into a warrior 3. And then bring your right knee into your chest and cross your right ankle over your left knee for a figure 4. And then unwind your arms. Come to chair. Stand up. Big breath in. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back. Bring your knee to the floor. Reach high. Drop your left hand, side bend to your left. And then big open twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Ground through that left hand. Pivot on your right knee. Find that floating side plank. Step your left foot forward. Tuck your right toes. Left forearm to thigh. Side angle pose. Reverse your warrior. And then we'll find that floating half moon on this side. So hover your left hand just past that left knee. Slide your right leg in. Oh, my balance is tricky on this side. And then step back into your goddess. Arms to a cactus. Left elbow under, hug or eagle arms. And pause. Have your hands at your heart or keep your hands in your eagle. Shift to your high lunge to the right. Lean halfway forward. Float your left leg up to a warrior three, and then bring that left knee into your chest. Cross your ankle over your knee and sit into a figure four. Unwind your arms. Step your left foot down, find your chair, all the way to standing. One more time through. Fold. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, left knee down. Reach high. Drop that right arm, lengthen through your left side. And then find your twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Left hand to the floor. Pivot on that left knee. Float your right leg back. And then step it forward. Tuck your back toes. Right forearm to thigh. Side angle pose. Stay committed to the bend in that right knee as you reverse. And then float into your half moon. And then step back into your goddess. Right elbow underneath. Give yourself a hug or eagle arms. High lunge to the left. Lean halfway forward. Float that right leg up, find your warrior two. And then bring that right knee up into your chest. You can find your figure four here, ankle to thigh, or you can cross that leg all the way and find your eagle legs. And pause. Sit back one more breath. Uncross your arms, step your right foot into your chair. And come all the way to standing. Big breath in. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Right foot back. Right knee down. Inhale, reach high. Side bend to your left. Right arm forward, left arm back. Ground through your right hand. Pivot on that right knee, float your left leg back. Step that left foot forward. Left forearm to left thigh, lift your back knee, ground your heel, side angle pose. Inhale to reverse. And then find that floating half moon. And then step back into your goddess. Arms in a cactus. Left elbow underneath. Pivot to your high lunge. Lean halfway forward. You can have hands at your heart or keep your eagle arms. Float that left leg. And then bring your left knee in. Ankle over your right knee, or you can cross that left leg all the way over. And sit here in your eagle pose. And calm down your breathing. Uncross your legs. Uncross your arms, find your chair pose. And then all the way up to standing. Exhale and bow. And sway from side to side. And then we'll step our left foot back into a lunge. Bring your hands down inside that right foot and bring your left knee to the floor. You can toe heel your right foot out toward the right edge of your mat. You can angle your right toes out to the right. Rock into your hips a little bit here. You can bend through your elbows and get a little more sensation in that right inner hip, hamstring. You could bring your forearms to a block or the floor. Think about long spine. And then come back up onto your hands if you've folded down. We'll just toe heel that right foot over to the left and let your right knee come down to the right. So we're setting up for a pigeon. And the closer your heel is to the pubic bone, the less intense this will be. And so you find a place that really feels friendly for your pelvis and your knee. And feel like you're squeezing your knees toward each other, lengthen through your heart. And then maybe you fold over that right shin. Maybe forearms to the floor. Maybe you can bring forehead to the floor. And see if you can really lengthen out your exhales. And take one more breath in. And a long breath out. And then walk your hands toward your right shin. And just shift your weight onto that left hip. And swing your left leg around in front of you. So you've got right foot to the left inner thigh, left leg long. And kind of find a little bit of a bend in your knee. Feel like you're pulling your heel back to pull your heart forward, and then push your heel away to straighten that leg and come back up. We'll just kind of do 3 waves there. And then let yourself fold and stay for a couple of breaths. And come on up. Cross both of your ankles. Just rock forward and step back into a downward facing dog. Just kind of clear through your whole body. And then we'll step that left foot outside of our right hand, or our left hand, sorry. And you can angle those toes to the left. Ground your right knee, find your lizard, lunge on the other side. You can shift around. You can bow, bend your elbows, bring forearms to the floor or block. Just one more breath in your stretch here. And then bring your hands back up. We'll toe heel this left foot over to the right and drop your left knee to the left. And you just play with the placement of that left heel. Closer to your pubic bone will be a less intense on your knee and that hip and your SI joint. Just figure out what feels friendly. You don't want to overstretch or tax any of that. Once you find a nice place to be, you can let yourself fold over that left shin, maybe forearms to the floor, maybe just hands to the floor. Maybe forehead to the floor. And think about long exhales. And just let your breath come in naturally. And just really bring your awareness to that breath out. And just take one more breath here. And then walk your hands toward that left shin. Shift your weight over to the left. Swing your right leg around. And lengthen through your spine. Just find a few waves of that pulling of your heel back to reach your heart forward and then pushing your heel away. Kind of flossing through all that connective tissue, your whole black line of your body from the back of your heel up your back. And next time you pull yourself forward, you can stay for a breath or two. And then come back up. Cross your ankles. Just find one more clearing and downward facing dog. It doesn't have to be long. It's kind of place to check in with your whole body. And then knees to the floor. And cross your ankles behind you. Sit back, lengthen your legs out in front of you. Scoot yourself to the center of your space. Hold on to the backs of your thighs. Roll down. And then lay on your back. Set yourself up for one round of bridge. So just your feet are hip distance apart. Wiggle your shoulder blades toward each other. Push into your heels. Lift your hips. Just engage through that back body. Open through the fronts of your hips. You can interlace fingers underneath you if that feels like it's calling to you. Or you can just energize your triceps into the floor. Think about your tailbone going the same direction as your knees, and your knees staying hip width, so your knees aren't splaying out. You've got equal weight through the entire heart of each of your feet. So feel your big toe ball mound, pinky toe ball mound, center of your heel. Space underneath your neck, gaze straight up at the ceiling. And then let yourself come down. Hug your knees to your chest. You can rock from side to side. Find some twists or just knee circles. Listen to what your body is calling for here, what would really feel balancing and calming for you. Find something symmetrical to end. So you're setting your spine symmetrical. So if you've done a twist on one side, the other, then do hug your knees into your chest or happy baby. Before you let yourself lay on your back. And we'll have a really efficient Shavasana here. Find all the places that are connected with the floor. So feel the back of your head, the back of your heart, the length of your arms, your heels, your calves, back of your pelvis, and push, push, push all of those places into the floor with all your might. So just push everything into the floor. And just keep breathing, but keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And push a little bit harder. Get to your maximum ability to push into the floor and then completely let go. Relax your face. And let your breath breathe itself. And when you feel like your heart rate is back to normal, bend both knees, roll to one side, and push yourself up. And just check in. Just feel what it feels like to be alive and breathing and moving in your body. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day. The divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Namaste. Thank you.